Hi guys, it's Francine and welcome to Heart Killers YouTube edition. Today we're going to be talking about episode 1 through 4. And today I also have here,
Sarah.
I'm Momi.
yes, and then we have been on TikTok Live talking about the Heart Killers. But today we're
Oh,
actually
only episode one.
only episode 1, but we're talking about it. And today we're going to kind of just do like a quick wrap up of everything that's happened in episode 1 through 4. And basically our thoughts, what we think, theories, just having a chat about the Heart Killers.
All of the OMG moments.
All of the OMG
There's a
moments
lot.
for sure. How
Could make
about
just one video just for OMG moments in general.
there's so many good ones. But I actually do have notes. Okay, so since this will be a kind of like a quick, update video. Let's see. Let's start back with episode 1. If you guys can remember what happened in episode 1.
Hold
Uh,
on, let me just pull up my
pull,
notes really
pull out,
It
quick.
was
pull out
so
our
wild.
notes.
My memory is like, I
I know.
like,
I remember
Kind of
what
having a good
happened
time
in what
watching it.
episode again?
They mold all together into
Yes.
one big blob of, oh my
Uh-huh.
God, look at First and Khaotung, look at June and Dunk, look at them separately.
Let me tell you though, Joong needs to stop looking so good with his young ass self.
Oh my God. I was like, let me look up his birthday. And I was like, oh, never mind.
I think he's like
He's a
24.
he is a
Yeah, he
baby.
is. He
Yeah.
is. But I'm 28. So I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, he's not in the same
I'm
decade as me.
31, so I'm like, you're too young for me.
Well, yeah, it makes me feel like the lady in the Go-Go Club.
Oh, I know. She's like,
Oh my God.
I like them younger. I'm like, well, I understand why. Okay, back to episode 1. Let's start with episode 1. I do have a few bullet points. So we get introduced to all the characters. So we get Fidel, we get Style, we get Kant, and we get Bison. We get a couple like other characters, but those are the main four. And as we already know, The Heart Killers does have a lot of influence with 10 Things I Hate About You, which is like
Love
an
that movie.
American rom-com. And it's also basically based off of The Taming of the Shrew, which is a Shakespeare like story, novel, play thing.
Hmm.
So that's kind of the vibe that it's going for. It's not like exactly a remake, it's just taking like essence from those two stories.
Homage.
Homage, yeah, an homage to 10 Things I Hate About You and The Taming of the Shrew.
And I love 10 Things I Hate About You.
Can I can I just say really quick though, like I know we're talking about episode one, but like as soon as you say 10 things I hate about you, it's just the bleacher scene. Like Dunk was embodying Heath Ledger. Like,
That was episode
my
2?
goodness.
I think that was episode 2.
It was episode
Yeah,
two. I'm
right.
sorry.
But I was so happy that they actually remade that. Like I knew they had to because it's iconic. I was so happy when they did it.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're talking about episode one, but in episode four, I thought of the poem that Kat read in 10 Things I Hate About You when Jung's character was like, "Oh, I hate that I miss you," and all that. Like his whole speech, I immediately thought about the poem that she read.
I
You
didn't
are
even make that
so right.
connection.
I
It's
didn't make that connection.
He
like,
was
wait, this is
channeling
like
Julia
that scene.
Stiles.
Yeah, no. That I just completely forgot about that. You're so right. Oh,
Okay, I thought I was the only one that was
We could make
reminded
a
of that
video
scene.
I feel like once this show ends, like people I'm sure will make videos of just like how many 10 things I hate about Easter eggs
Mm.
were featured in the Heart Killers.
Yeah, the parallels.
I
Yeah.
know. Actually, that's a good. I haven't seen 10 Things I Hate About You recently, so I haven't like I don't remember a lot of it, but there definitely is already. I could tell in like the first couple episodes there's a couple Easter eggs in there. Um,
Mhm.
Well,
but
I mean, when they have Kant just basically, all over with the taming of the shrew literally on his chest, it's
mhm.
like, oh yes, by the way, in case you forgot.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's definitely there, and I think it's a good homage. Is it JoJo? The
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, so he had already said that he's used Taming of the Shrew and like 10 Things I Hate About You to like, base a lot of things. And and if you break down their characters, you can kind of match them up with Fidel is supposed to be um what's her name?
Cat.
Cat.
Yes.
Is Fidel is supposed to be Cat, then Bison is supposed to be Bianca, and then we have Heath Ledger's character,
with the style.
which is
I
Style, and
can't
then
remember
we
Heath
had
Ledger's
Cam
character's name.
and then we had Cameron's character, which is Kant. But
Yes.
like it's not completely like matching, but that's basically who's supposed to be who.
Yes.
Yeah, I have
Which
to.
which is very nicely introduced in the show, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're doing a good job with it. I think they're doing a good job with everything. Like,
So one of the things from like episode one that I really appreciated out of the gate is just the aesthetics of the show. Like I
Yes.
know like I personally been saying this a lot about BL in the last like I would say 2 years, but like the cinematography just hits like
Hmm.
with the color schemes and like it pairs so nicely with the costumes and the music. What I love about JoJo's like directorial style is like he incorporates a lot of like English songs like into it, and
Hmm.
it just like not that like it's a bad or it's like English songs are like superior, but it's like it's so nicely balanced, like especially seeing like a Thai show and everything.
yeah, I agree.
Speaking of aesthetics and like cinematography, I think the cinematographer is the same one that did Never Let Me Go,
Never Let Me Go.
Last Twilight, I think, and Only Friends.
Yes, I
Yes.
did read that somewhere. And honestly, it makes sense. Like as soon as like you were listing all of the shows, I was like, "Yep, I see it. I see it. I see
Hmm.
it." Especially with Never Let Me Go. Never Let Me Go had this really like yellowish, like orange like
Hmm.
tint to it.
I loved the color grading and the cinematography in that show.
They did a really good job, but I think they're like I'm entertained. Like throughout this whole throughout this whole series, I'm
Very.
entertained for sure.
Hmm.
Let's see. I put some notes and just to kind of bullet point what happened. So Style and basically Fidel, the car little accident happens. That's how basically they start meeting and Styles flirting, like relentlessly flirting. Bison and Kent have like a one night stand thing, right? It was like kind of like a one night stand because he didn't even know his name technically. And and then afterwards, or was it in episode 2 when we find out that you see it's all getting confused, but
No,
basically,
it was
No,
episode
no,
one.
episode one was the one night stand, and then he was told that he needed to investigate
yeah,
Bison.
yeah, but he had
That was
already
all in
slept
episode
with
one.
him.
Yeah.
So they had
And then it
already
was the grand entrance into the
yes.
restaurant, and Bison is just like, huh?
Yes. And he was like, "Oh my God, I did not know you worked here." And I was like,
Like,
"Kent,
what a coincidence. I had no
here's
idea.
let me just say, First is such a good actor that he's playing Kant, but Kant is supposed to be pretending to like get to Bison, except that Kant is such a bad actor that it's so funny because I'm like, Kant, you're being so
He's a
obvious.
bad liar for
He's a
sure.
bad liar. So it's just like, wow, First is such a good actor that he's making Kant a bad actor, like a bad liar. It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's like acting to play a character, pretending to be a character, pretending to with that character doing something else. Like the layers, like and the
Hmm.
choices that he's making, and like First is really really good with his micro expressions in general, but like
Yes.
he's
Mm,
popping off in this show with the micro expressions, especially in episode three.
that's
Hmm.
true. That's so true. Okay, so I think episode 1 was basically an intro. We just get all the characters, it's setting up the plot, and then we move into episode 2. Once we move into episode 2, we have Style going above and beyond trying to
Morning crab.
oh my God, he does. I don't know what he does with that voice. It's just so good. I completely love that. So he starts flirting very much a lot. Like it's a lot, to be honest. The
He's
sauna, we
dog
get
with a
the
bone.
sauna. We get a lot of touching going on in episode
The
2.
sauna.
The sauna. Yeah, I was like, sir, you're in a sauna. And also,
I was like, I'm not even in a sauna. You guys are gonna make me sweat.
I'm like, can I just say they like to do it in like the most unsanitary places
Yeah,
possible. Literally.
Logic and BLs do not correlate. They are not mutually
exactly.
exclusive.
Yeah. Style
Like
and
I knew they weren't actually gonna do it in the kitchen, but the whole time I was like,
yeah.
please, Don't do that.
Not in the kitchen, please. Not in the kitchen.
I
Yeah,
don't care how good you look. I'm not eating that food.
I know. I was like, please don't.
In
There's a
front of
lot of
my
stuff, and I'm just like,
salad.
no, thank you.
Quite literally.
Oh, we get the dance off in episode 2. That's what we do get.
That was the cutest
Um,
thing ever.
Cat and
it really,
Bison do the little dancey dance, and I was just like,
And I Khan's expressions during the dance, that was pretty sexy.
it was good. I was just like,
first, first is jaw. It's the jaw.
Yep.
mhm.
We saw a lot of his jaw and his side profile in that scene. Oh, and in episode 1 when he was teaching Bison how to get a strike. Oh my God.
Oh my God, the leg thing?
Like
Amazing.
when he scooted his leg,
Amazing. Yeah,
like, oh my
amazing.
God.
I
Absolutely
did.
amazing.
Who is that intimacy coordinator? I just want to go up to them and
So
shake their hand and say thank
fun.
you. Thank you for your
Right?
service.
They don't need one. They literally they have
Didn't
like
they
people.
haven't they said before that they don't need one?
I don't think they need one to
Or
be honest.
I think they've said that they don't use
They're like, we
one.
got this. Let's just roll. Let's
No,
keep
no,
rolling.
definitely. No, the intimacy coordinator takes notes from them.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they're probably
Yeah.
like, yeah, you know what? That works fine. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. My
What
goodness.
we get
I
more
keep
of
saying their improvised scenes are some of the best scenes. So yeah, they really don't need an intimacy coordinator at all.
Let me just put some candles and light up the candles on that cake of cow tongues. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Like the bowling scene wasn't improvised, but the improvisation that they have done, genius every time.
Yes.
yeah, they have such good eye chemistry too.
They do. But also in episode 2, when even though like I felt some type of way on the fact that Kant was acting, but the eyebrow raise during the jealousy scene, like
The
is a
fact that
minute
he was
thing.
acting with that, I was like, Cat, I understand you, but also like I love jealousy. You just like, oh, jealousy is like one of my favorite tropes.
And then like when he dropped the bowling ball on that guy's foot, he barely even reacted.
Yeah.
The guy
It was probably
barely even
like it's
reacted.
probably one of those like 5 pound balls. That's probably
Indeed.
Well,
it
I mean,
was.
even that though on your foot.
That's true.
Speaking of the sauna though, like it was super weird that the captain dude from the police literally like met up with Kant at the pool and everything, and they're just like having a powwow in the sauna. That I thought that was weird.
The
Mm,
sauna was a very popular place to be, apparently, in this universe. Because everybody's in the sauna. Yeah.
except for Con and Bison.
Oh,
There is
they
that.
should though. They should though. They'd be really good in the sauna.
But like, here's the thing with Kant, and what I like about him as a character in general is like the fact that yes, you can tell that he's done these kind of things before. Like he looks very comfortable lying, very comfortable stooping to certain levels. Obviously, Bison is way out of his league, but like you can understand like his motives and obviously for his brother, but it's also his own self-serving stuff as well. Like he doesn't want to have a criminal record anymore, which just
Mhm.
makes me really think of just like, are we going to get more flashbacks of his more work with the police? Like what
You
led us to
know,
this point?
my thing is he's such a bad liar. He should be a better liar if he's done it before, and I think he has.
That's
But
what
he's
I'm
still a bad
saying.
liar.
Because he was a, what's it called? He was an informant for them, or he previously was an informant too. But his Kant character being like I'm like he's so bad at it. Like, sir, you literally in episode 4, he literally jumped when he saw the captain at the school. I was like, can you
Mm.
make it any more obvious? But it's just
And
really
then
bad.
he kept having such long pauses every time Bison was like, "Did you do something?" And the
Yeah.
look on his face was like, "Bro,
Yes,
yeah, I
I
did.
did, but I'm
Yes,
not
I
gonna
did,
say.
but I'm still gonna lie about it, and you're gonna
Mhm.
believe me."
But
Which I
here's the
really
thing.
Although
wanted.
I
I
don't think
don't think he does.
Bison doesn't believe him. Like Bison is choosing to give him the benefit of the doubt,
Mhm.
even though I feel like Bison in the back of his mind knows damn well that Fidel is right about everything.
Yeah.
And like the thing with Bison is just like and this all comes down to like how Tongue's acting as well. He like the duality of
Hmm.
like being like, oh my God, a boy, I really like him. I want to get out of this life. I'm just a little baby, but I will end
Yeah.
you and I will
Yes.
turn psycho. Like
It,
I love the what the
his
I feel
flip
like he's gonna have a psychotic break.
his face says cutie patootie. His eyes say I'm a killer bitch. So
Exactly.
it's,
Yeah,
he
I
does
think that
such a good job with that.
yeah, R.I.P.
Especially,
that
he
James
was so
doing that.
cute in the scene where he's like, "My brother's got a
I
boyfriend."
know that was so freaking
He was like
cute.
hugging him and dancing, like, "You
Yeah.
got a boyfriend."
But we know that he's really crazy because there was that flashback when the karaoke where Fidel's like we had to move because of you when he's at the
Right,
karaoke and he literally
right.
pulls out his little pew pew. It's
Which
he's
I
insane.
was
He's
so
literally insane.
I was so impressed that that was because I remember seeing that in the trailer and I'm just like, good Lord. But the fact that we get that in episode one and literally that's all we need to know about Bison's character, I was just like, brilliant. Just give it to me right now and let me just see the consequences of everything.
Hmm.
All right, let's move into episode three. And in episode three, we finally get introduced to the mother, which I knew it wasn't their actual mother, like it was
I don't like
obvious,
her.
but it's like the boss lady, right?
I don't like her at all.
And then Fidel goes undercover as like an escort, which was, I think, so funny because I think the mom gives him a job, right? Like she's like, you gotta go get rid of this person. Oh my God, this is the episode though where Bison, no, where can't
Con.
can't spikes
Hmm.
Yes.
Bison's drink to like
Also, the episode where Style goes to the support group for loss.
yeah,
Yeah.
no. I was kind of mad at that, to be honest.
That
I was
was
mad at a lot
this.
of things in episode three. Episode
Yes.
three was my favorite episode, but also my like most no's. No, no, no.
There was a lot of nope going on, like absolute that's a no from me, dog, but like also got to remember who these characters are and this is just another Wednesday for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot happened in episode three, but I was not happy with a lot of it. I know it has to like happen in essence because it needs to push the plot. Cat needed to try to like get into their house to try to get more info. He's not doing a very good
Honestly,
job about it though.
if he just gave Bison a little more alcohol, I think he would have been able to get into that house. He didn't need to spike it, in my
Yes.
opinion. But it's a show, and unfortunately, this kind of thing happens in these shows a lot.
Indeed, indeed. And I think kind of and also it did a really good job showing that Kant is way over his head. Like
Has
for like going
no idea. Like he knows that they're assassins, but he has no idea how crazy
he
Bison is gonna
I
be.
think he was genuine. This was like during that scene in the bedroom when like Bison was whipping out the ropes and everything. And obviously he wasn't as affected as like Kant thought he was going to be. You
Mhm.
know, I genuinely think this was the first time he was probably like fearing for his life, like
Yeah.
genuinely.
I think he finally understood how crazy the situation that he's in actually is. Not just because it was like BDSM, stuff that was going on, but this man had fear in his eyes. And I
Hmm.
feel like he's like, what did I actually sign myself up to? And what did
Can I
he
just
sign up
say though,
style for too? It's like you're his friend. Why would you tell him to go hit on a hitman?
can
Yeah.
I just say though, Cal is so good at acting like a sadist. His facial expressions in that scene,
Perfect.
spot
And
on.
he was supposed
Yeah.
to be like intoxicated or like under the influence of whatever drug was put into him. He was doing like, and he was still crazy. It was insane. He's the best.
Princess was straight up chilling. He was in his element. He was like, I
Yeah.
finally got somebody who's going to match my freak. And that's going to be a whole nother thing. Like once like the betrayal comes out, but then also like the second betrayal of like, essentially like Bison thought that Kant was giving him his trust and everything and comfortable and
Mhm.
communicating with him. And then that's just going to be add insult to injury of just like, not
Uh,
only did you lie to me about all of this, you lied to me about your own comfortability and your own safety, and
mhm.
you didn't communicate that with me. Like,
Mhm.
Although I think like that's gonna be a part of Bison's heartbreak for sure, the whole BDSM and
Mm.
Khan not actually being into it. But I think that Khan eventually might get into it. I think in episode three, he was more like not used to it and shocked, but maybe later on he'll get into it. And that's actually something that me and my friend talked about because I didn't even think about how heartbroken he might be over the whole
Mhm.
lying about his comfortability and what he's into in the bedroom because like if you're into that sort of thing, that's not something that you tell somebody right away. You have to be comfortable with a person to tell them, "Hey, I'm into BDSM." So I didn't even think about it that way until me and my one of my other friends talked about it. So I was like, "Oh, you have a really good point. That's going to be super bad."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like another part of their like story like
Mhm.
development too, that it's gonna affect them. Not just the normal betrayal of like the whole cop situation and like him trying to get information from about them, but
Mhm.
also just like the fact that he was like, you like, is there anything you're not telling me? Because I honestly truly believe that Bison knows that something is not like exactly it. I think he's choosing to just keep going with the relationship.
'Cause
But yeah, like to just be with Kent. But I do think if Kent were to tell him what's going on, I don't think Bison would be mad at him. Like,
No, I
even
don't think so either.
See, even with I think Bison was blinded in the beginning, but after he talked with Fidel and Fidel was like, you threw up like you were drugged and this and that, and he became more suspicious. Like I think he is giving Khan the benefit of the doubt, but he is way too observant to
yeah.
not see that something is going on
No,
with
he
Khan.
definitely knows because there was that look that he gave him. When was it? When they were talking, where he was like, Kent had said something and walked away, and then you just see Bison's face with that whole like I know, like in his eyes you could see it. So there's definitely something that either he knows, he has his suspicions, he's just not saying anything. But oh well. Episode 4, guys, because that one was a really good episode, I think. Starts off. It starts off with him waking up in the bed. That was really funny. That was so funny.
Yep. Yeah. He's just like,
I know. That was so
Like, how do
hilarious.
I get out of this? But yeah.
Luckily, the wrists were not tied super strongly, so he was very much able to get out on his own. Safe practices, everybody. And then Penguin is so funny. I just forgot to mention that. Penguin is
Penguin,
the
yes.
most hilarious.
yep,
Like their
yep.
safe word. What else? What else?
Fidel is gonna have the biggest I told you so party ever. Like, not in front of
Mhm.
Bison, but definitely in front of Kant. Like, once
Mhm.
everything goes down, like the tension is tensioning between Fidel and Kant, and
Yeah.
it's very interesting.
So actually, in episode 4, Fadel and Style actually get together. So they're like boyfriends now, which I thought was a little bit weird just because of like the plot progression and also because of Fidel's personality. I would have thought that here's also the thing. I think that he knows something is up because he already knows that him and Kant are like besties. He knows something's up there, so I think he kind of accepted them being together to kind of figure out what they're doing. It's
Yeah,
like double
after that
crossing.
supervised
I
date
think
in the
Yes.
kitchen.
after talking to my friend and seeing some comments online, I think one of the conversations that he had with Bison, I think there was more to that conversation than what they showed us.
Mhm.
So I think they might already know like exactly what's going on, and that's why Fidel flipped so quickly and agreed to be with
Yeah.
Style. I think he's like kind of keeping his enemies closer
Because
just to find out
That's a good
exactly
point.
what's happening
if you think about it,
if he doesn't
Fidel
already
and
know.
Bison are like hitmen or whatever. Um, they've already done like they go undercover, they try to get people's like whatever, so information. So they're already they know how
And
to get information.
yeah,
Um,
and then the scene at the very end of episode 4 where Fidel and Style are in the gym, if you really pay attention to the way Fidel is looking at Style, it's like he knows exactly what's happening.
yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people saying that maybe the pin
Mhm.
that Bison gave Khan
I was like a
had a
listen.
recorder in it, and so they know everything, and they're just trying to get the truth out of Style and Khan now.
That would be
Yeah, I
really
wouldn't
good.
put it past them either. I think
Yeah.
it's very interesting narratively for Fidel and Style that like when Style was talking to Kant about like give me the car, Fidel's my boyfriend now. Like he seemed like that he seemed like a little excited about like, going out with Fidel and everything. And then as soon as like he's comfortable with all of this stuff, despite his suspicions, because even though he's a big dumb boy, he's smart and he's very perceptive. Like he
Yeah.
clocked Fidel, I think, in like episode 2,
Yeah.
but like as soon as like he started to get
Yeah.
excited, Kant was just like, he pulled a Boston. He's like, no, 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 nobody's gonna be
Yeah.
happy in this situation. By the way, your boy is
I did not
Yeah.
expect Style to find out that way, and I thought that when he found out about what Khan did, setting him up with a hitman,
I'd
I
be
thought he was going to be
mad.
pissed.
I would
So
be.
that I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah. Oh, we
And
also
at
got the
first
bullying.
he was freaking out
Mhm.
a little bit, but he ended up calming down and agreeing to keep going with Fidel.
Yeah. There was a lot going on in episode 4. We got like the bullying plot, which it was like kind of a bonding moment. Oh, because we found out about, well, not found out, but like they talked about Kant's like ex, like con manness. And
See,
here's the thing, Bison already knew. Like, he
Mhm.
already knew about that. You think he doesn't know about everything else if he already knew about the like the whole like car stealing thing. Like, come on, like he knows. So, and I'm
Right.
just
They have the
waiting for
ability.
just
so
waiting for the plot to keep moving.
speaking of the bullying with Babe, I'm glad that Bison was there because Khan knew that something was weird, but he didn't notice the bruises like Bison. Like Bison saw
Yeah.
that right away.
Yeah, he did. He clocked it like so easily too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why
And
I'm
I was
saying like Khan and Fidel are way too observant to not know when something is wrong.
I agree.
yes.
All right. So,
Yes.
I mean, that's
And
other stuff happened, but I think since we only have a couple minutes left, I think even though a lot happened in episode 4, there's a couple theories that we might have for like what's to come. Like just not like in general, like where you think the story is
yeah,
going. Do you guys have any theories or that you think is gonna happen?
I do.
What's your
I
theory?
So I have one theory that I came up with in episode 4 is that James is somebody that Khan might have investigated in the past. And if that's the case, I think James is going to blow Khan's cover.
ooh, I like
And
that.
I think that because I don't think that Khan and James were a one night situation because James has the tattoo.
Mhm.
And he also said, "You led me on with every word and every touch." So I think he's somebody that was investigated in the past by Khan.
That's actually really good.
I
I agree with
like
And
that.
I think he's been following Khan for a while as well because he knew about Bison.
I agree with that actually. Like that makes sense to me.
That does make a lot of sense, which
So
which will be really
that's
interesting.
one of the theories that I have that's like currently
Mhm.
majorly sticking out to me. So
Which will make like, because we can see in the promo for episode 5 that Bison goes a little cray cray with James. So
mhm.
it'll be interesting to know the context of that.
Yeah.
I have a more like general theory. I don't think that's going to happen until maybe towards, more into the show, but Keen, the other adoptive brother, definitely clocked that he wants mom's approval. And I definitely think that he is going to betray Cotton Bison at some point, and that's going to shake everything up. And I think potentially Keen is going to use Style and Kant against them in some capacity.
I agree because he definitely gave off villain vibes in like
Oh,
Mhm.
the couple minutes that we saw him. I was like, villain right here. He's gonna betray
Maybe Keen
everybody.
is the reason James knows about Bison. Maybe Keen
Could
had
be.
James come back.
It could be. Because
Hmm.
he was
ooh.
very, here, I'm helping you guys, but he wasn't really helping them.
He definitely
No.
I clocked the brown nosing with
Yeah.
Keen like at the second I saw him.
Yeah. It definitely, there's something going on there. I don't necessarily have a theory that I can think about. I'm sure I do while I'm watching the show. It's like my brain already goes, but I think that at least this will be maybe a plot point where I think that Kant will become like a double agent for Bison and Fidel somehow, where he will help them some way. Like I don't know really know what, something with the mom because the mom gives me weird vibes. And we
Oh, I don't
already know
like
that
her.
Bison has said, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like in
Mhm.
the first episode, he was like, I do not want to be a hitman anymore. Like I want to live my normal life. So I'm pretty sure maybe they will help Kant will help Fidel and Bison put the
Mhm.
mom in jail or something.
I,
But
I I agree
one
with you. I
cop
think that all of them, I
also,
think that they're gonna have a big fight because
yeah.
everybody's gonna find out what's going on, and then I think that they're all gonna end up having to work together to go against the
Mhm.
mom and the captain.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
And I think that's how they're gonna come back together.
What if the captain and the mom are actually secretly working together?
I mean, maybe that makes
I think so, honestly.
yeah, I've thought because I mean the captain, if he's not actually good and doing his job like he's supposed to, which I don't think he is, then
No,
he's
he's not
definitely
because he's
working.
blackmailing someone else into doing it.
Then he's definitely working with the quote unquote, the villains or whatever. So
Nobody's that good looking could have good intentions.
nobody's that good looking. Yes, he is very
So good
handsome.
looking.
I do
He
agree.
is 51. That actor is 51.
He is very handsome.
And he
Yes,
looks good for 51. Like I need his skincare routine
It's
because his skin looks amazing. Like I know he's
living
on
in
camera, he's got
Thailand.
makeup, things are edited, but
Yeah.
I feel like he has nice skin.
Yeah. No, he's definitely I was like, let me look him up, see if he's been in anything else.
yes.
But yeah, I definitely agree with everything that you guys said. Like I love watching and then talking about it with you guys. So
Oh,
I'm very happy we're doing this because we actually missed two heart-to-heart killers lives on TikTok. So we're just kind of
Yeah.
making that up for people. So thank you guys for watching, and then we will see you guys. Maybe we'll do another one of these later on. But for now, we'll be back on TikTok every week. But this was actually kind of fun, so we might do this again.
yes, I'm digging this.
If you've made it to the end of this video, I want to thank Momi and Sarah for being with me today to talk about the heart killers in our little heart to heart killers chat. If you enjoyed this, let us know in the comments. We might do it again for future episodes. I am so happy that they decided to do this with me because I just love talking about the heart killers. There's just so much to talk about. If you guys are interested about what we're talking about, we go live on TikTok every Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So we basically watch the episode for Wednesday, and then on Sunday that comes after it, we talk about the episode. If you guys are interested in that, I will put the information here somewhere of our TikTok handles if you are interested, and join us on Sundays. Thanks for watching. Bye.